Inside a laboratory on the campus of Michigan State, a weapon most of us have probably never heard of is winning against coronavirus. A device invented over a decade ago being used in a brand new way, in a process spearheaded by the school's veterinarian, Claire Hankinson.
With this fog, we know that we can kill viruses.
It started with an email from a colleague
asking, did anybody on campus have a vaporized hydrogen peroxide machine? And I was like, yeah, we've got 3 of those. We use them all the time. They're pretty common in research for decontaminating spaces, and it just kind of was a light bulb going off.
That's because the machine, called the Halo Fogger, is already proven to kill SARS and Ebola. And now the EPA has approved it for emergency use against COVID-19. So Hankinson and her colleagues thought, why not use theirs to sanitize the N95 masks worn in local hospitals so they can be reused? She takes our camera on a tour.
All of these rooms are available.
But before she could reconfigure the expensive equipment, she needed the blessing of MSU President Sam Stanley. Did you have any reservations about employing the technology you have on campus in such a way?
No, absolutely not.
A stamp of approval that carries some weight because President Stanley is also an expert in infectious diseases.
Some of my worst nightmares that I envisioned are actually taking place right in front of me.
He helped get the Midwest prepared for possible biothreats after 9/11 and the anthrax attacks. It's also personal.
Both my 2 daughters and my wife are frontline right now in COVID-19 epidemic. They're all 3 physicians. One of my daughters was carrying around her N95 mask in a Ziploc bag because she had to reuse it continually. So this is critically important, I think, for the nation, obviously, but also for people who are very dear to me.
It is a very vital tool in opening up America again. The pathogens have
Chris Ungerman is one of the inventors of the Halo Fogger, dreamed up back in 2008 after the SARS outbreak, when it became clear this kind of spraying and wiping wasn't enough. What makes the Halo Fogger different?
There's no residue. It's a very safe and very effective disinfectant.
The substance is called Halo Mist, safe for electronics and applied by a timer when the room is empty.
By creating that vapor, we touch every surface in the room, behind the blinds, under the table, areas that would be very difficult to reach otherwise.
And they're already in use on the front lines.
Hi, Cynthia.
Chief Tom Trojansky bought 2 Halo Foggers before COVID-19 to clean his fleet of emergency vehicles in Montgomery County outside Philadelphia. He's a big believer and says it's helping keep his 100 employees safe.
600 or 700 calls a week are COVID-19. And we've only had 1 employee contract COVID over the last 6 weeks.
The Halo Fogger costs $10,000. One machine can service a number of ambulances or rooms. You could go into a school overnight, and the fogger would do its fogging thing, and in the morning the kids and the teachers could come back in and be confident.
That is correct.
In fact, some schools have already used it.
To combat the common flu.
Public transportation in Dallas relies on it too.
Places where people come together, we can provide that extra layer of ease of mind.
Meanwhile, 3 machines will soon be working around the clock back at Michigan State. Part of the can-do spirit we see playing out across the country.
And at Michigan State, they think they'll be able to do 500,000 masks in the next 3 months. Now, the price is going to stay where it is, according to the manufacturer. They are not going to raise their prices despite all kinds of incentives from some buyers who are desperate to get it to do so. They're flying off the shelves. They can't keep any inventory there. You know, imagine if you could actually have a machine that could clean indoor offices and schools and subways overnight. It would be pretty exciting. So they're on their way. They're hoping to get FDA approval as well.
I continue to be amazed, Cynthia, at the speed by which some of this life-saving technology is getting to market right now. It's quite fascinating.
The things that exist being repurposed. I mean, I really think that this is something that people are going to take a very hard look at.